Hello, welcome. My name is Stacy Biddle. I am a career facilitator here at Goodwill Columbus in the Workforce Development Department. And welcome to this afternoon session of designing your resume to beat applicant tracking systems. So we're going to go over that and talk about the language that you'll need to get from the job description and put it in your resume to make sure that you can get through those software systems and get noticed by an employer. So thank you again for coming today and joining us on this beautiful afternoon. I'm going outside right after this. I know that, and do some more working from outside. So hopefully you take advantage as well. All right. So again, my name is Stacy and I'm with the Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development Department. Before we get started, I would really love to share with you about something that we are doing currently this week. We are doing free one-on-one resume consultations for anyone who schedules an appointment. I will display this right quick. There you go. So we have this bit.ly link that you can click on, and you can it'll go to a calendar and you choose a time that would be good, a half-hour session with one of our career consultants, and we will help you spark up that resume. So please consider doing that. Our job is to find employment, get you guys jobs and hired, and learn, advance, and grow. So these is something that we are putting together this week. So please definitely take advantage of that. So I'm going to hide that, but let's get started with designing your resume to beat applicant tracking systems. Now, let me back up. Carly is with us today. She can answer any questions or comments that you put in the chat box. So please feel free to engage and say hi to Carly, and she will be right back at you. And so let's talk about applicant tracking systems. Okay. So what is that, right? Have you even heard of that? What they are is it's these programs that employers use, that they put the language from the job description that they create, and then they put them in the system. And what this system does, it's designed to kind of get a resume when someone applies. That system kind of reads that resume and see if that language is in that resume. So you have to have language from the job description placed in the resume itself, or that system won't pick it up and no human eye can see that. So if you ever applied for a job that you read the job description, you're like, oh my gosh, this is made for me. I have the right experience. I have the right everything. This was made for me, written just for me. And then you apply and then you hear nothing at all. That's probably because that your resume doesn't have the language that is needed to beat an applicant tracking system. So let's go through how we can do that. So I'm going to share my screen. There it is. Maybe there it is. Okay. So we are sharing a screen. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. And we will start with this right here. Okay, so we're going to go first. Is Indeed and Goodwill have a partnership. And we have a partnership launching page. Having a little trouble speaking right now. What you can do here is just kind of check this out. Indeed and Goodwill are working together to help you find your next job, and that is the truth. This morning, we talked about creating a resume. It's real easy to do on Indeed. So feel free to visit that video for more tips and tricks on how to do that. And then what we're going to do, there's all kinds of different things that will pop up. But what you can do is you can search for your jobs using the search bar and then where you would like to work. So what I went ahead and did is I searched for administrative assistant's job, because one of my favorite friends is administrative assistant. And I know everything that she does, and it's an impressive job. So what I did is I went ahead and found one for you, because we need to go through this job description and kind of show you how to match what's in here into the resume. So I found this one. It's a part-time job. So make sure that when you read the job description, you're making sure that it is actually the job that you want to apply for. So if it's part-time, you want a full-time, this is probably not something that you want to do. But definitely read this job description from top to bottom. Do that every time to make sure that this is a job that you want, that you are qualified for, and a company that you want to work for. So what this is the Bear Foundation out of Columbus, Ohio. And it has a little bit about them. So definitely do your research on your company, not only on Indeed, but also, go to their employer site and see what they're all about. And then what employers will do, like they did here, is they're going to type out what are your responsibilities for an administrative assistant. So we all know the administrative assistants, man, they run the office, right? They run it all. They have to do so many different things. But what they're looking for here at the Bear Foundation is little things like this. Whoop. Typing correspondence and documents for use by supervisor or for filing, right? So utilizing electronic systems for reports and file maintenance. You can see here that the administrative assistant also coordinates travel schedules and hotel arrangements, orders supplies, maintains schedules, and screening incoming calls. I mean, they do it all, right? You're assisting in pre-hired documents, requirements of new staff, all of this stuff. Utilizing computer tracking system. That sounds what we're talking about today. Assisting new offices with setup. You can see right here, you're doing more reports. You're doing electronic databases, so all kinds of things that you need to do. Maintaining employer portal, and then inputting information into electronic databases. All right, so that's a lot. That's a lot of responsibilities, and I'm sure there's a lot more that you're going to get into being an administrative assistant for this company. So look for these responsibilities, and then, okay, so you're reading this for the first time. You're like, okay, I've done that. I can do that. This sounds like a great match. Okay, so now we're not done yet. You are going to go down to the job qualifications. All right, so this one says high school diploma. All right, so you need a high school diploma. You need to be well organized and proofread accurately, be proficient in Microsoft Office, and prefer at least 1 year of general office experience. Now that says prefer, so that's not required. So if you don't have it, that's okay. It sounds like that they will be willing to consider you if you're like, just really new to this career field. All right, so make sure that matches up with you, because if it said required 1 year and you didn't have that, it's probably not going to be a good match. Or maybe if you have it, it says associate's degree required and you don't have that, maybe you should continue to look. All right, so now you just totally read through all of this and you're like, I'm in. I want to apply for that. What I would recommend doing next is print it out. If you have the means, you got a printer at home, print it out, because what you're going to do is you're going to go through here and really highlight some of this language, because what you're going to do with that language, you're going to make sure that that language is in your resume. Okay. Otherwise, that applicant tracking system isn't going to pick it up. So, if you can see things, remember this, arranging travel schedules and hotel arrangements. Okay. All of this is good language to make sure that you have in your resume. Typing correspondence and documents. Okay. That's very important. Remember, electronic databases. Okay. They put it down. That means that's what they want people to be able to do. Let's see, pre-hiring documents, requirements of new staff. So just kind of put this back in your brain, because the next thing I'm going to show you is how a resume should look with this type of language in it. All right, so great. So you reread this again, highlighting different language that you can put in your resume. All right, so now where I'm going to take you is resume samples page. All right, so Indeed has a great resource here as well, that you can look up different samples of resumes. And this also is going to help you with your language on your resume, because certain, areas, business, childcare, construction, certain industries use certain language. You want to make sure that that language that they use is also reflective in your resume. All right, so you can see there's all kinds of different industries here that Indeed is providing sample resumes for. So this is a great resource. If you're looking through here and you're not really sure what to do or where to find it, or like say, I want to do administrative assistant, you just kind of type that in. It'll do a search for you, and pow, there you go. I have administrative assistant resume samples. It's wonderful, right? So look at these sample resumes to make sure that your language in your resume is matching to the language that's being displayed here, as well as language here in that job description. Okay. So I want to go over a little bit of resume basics as well today, while showing you how to match up your job description with the language in your resume. So let's first say, this is very important. You put your name up top. And if you do this on Indeed resume, you build your resume on Indeed, this all is formatted for you. So that's really, really great. Make sure that that is your professional name, no nicknames or anything like that. You don't want that, right? Next, then you're going to enter your address. So make sure that you really just need to put the city and the state for your address. You don't want to put your whole street address because, I mean, that's pretty sensitive information, right? You know, hold that back until you get the job, right? So just put city and state, and that would be good. And then you've got a good working phone number. Obviously, this is a fake one, but this is a good working phone number. And also at the tail end of that phone number, make sure that your voicemail is nice and professional as well. Something short, sweet, and to the point. No noise in the background, no music, anything like that. Nice and clean. All right, so also a professional email. Okay, something, this is perfect. Emore at, well, that's email, it's fake, obviously, gmail.com, or it's something like that. Nothing like I love all dogs email, because I mean, I love dogs, but that's not really a professional email. All right, so here's where we're going to dive in. Summary. This is going to summarize how amazing you are. It's at the top of your resume, and this is what really catches employers' attention. So you want to make sure that it looks outstanding. So this summary says, dedicated administrative assistant with 3 years experience providing administrative support to senior executives, accompanied by a proven track record of maintaining efficient office operations. Okay, so that sounds good, right? You can also probably add one more sentence to that. That might also be some language here. All right, so you can add, you know, maybe toss in something that you're a good scheduler, you're organized, you have, you know, physical responsibilities that you have successfully completed in a previous position. All of those things you can also tweak and add here. It's always really good to have your numbers of years of experience if you would like. Maybe you can even put 10 plus or things like that. All right, so that is great. Let's move on to education. You know, you just place your education, whatever you have there. You do not have to put the dates. They have them here. I mean, that's complete personal choice, but you do not have to put the dates attended. So, and I mean, that could be for a variety of reasons. If you don't really want to know how, you know, tell possible employers maybe your age, old or young, to maybe take away some of that, I don't know, that bias, that unconditioned bias. So we'll see. Don't do that if you don't want to. Okay, so now we're diving into the experience. You're going to put the most recent experience first. As you can see, yes, you're going to probably need some dates here. So dates are different there. Put your date, and if it's current, you know, whenever you started to current. All right, so let's go through this language. As you can see, this is a really good, well-written, really clean resume, and it does have language that matches that job description. So if you remember, that job description did say stuff about projects. So guess what? The actual language and wording of projects is right here. Provide ongoing administrative support to senior executives, driving organizational success through the management of daily operations and special projects. All right. Now, remember also that job description said, you know, basically you have to organize the office, you know, manage executive calendars. That was on there. Strategically coordinate meetings, appointments, and events. And remember that even said on that job description, travel. Okay. So if they're asking for that in your job description, you put it right there on your resume. As you can see, it's actually twice here. Plan, coordinate, and finalize details for travel arrangements and business development events. Boom, right there. You did it. You put it down. It's matching what that employer is looking for. You need to do that. You remember when we went through the job description, it also said things like this: compose and proofread letters, memos, reports, presentations, providing accurate, concise, and error-free communication. All right. So that was on there. That was on there. So make sure that that is on your resume. So let's go a little bit into the language here grammatically. So if you have a current job, meaning you are like in that job now, you need to make sure that your action verbs at the beginning are in the present tense. So provide, manage, compose. You see this? Spearhead. Boom. All right. Those are all in the present tense because you're doing them. You're doing them right now in your job. Your older positions, I know this says current, but this is just a sample. These will have dates, are in the past tense because you have done them previously. So greeted, guaranteed, streamlined, developed, executed. All of those are great action verbs in the past tense because you are no longer in that position. There's another thing here I want you to see. Anything quantifiable. So if you have percentages or numbers, such as down here, put them in there. It's showing the employer what you have done and you can quantify it. So executed processing of vendor contracts and implemented a standardized process, reducing contract discrepancies by 90%. That's huge. That's a great quantifiable fact that you did that and you produced results. All right, so definitely put something like that in there, especially if it correlates to the job description that you are applying to. Here's another one. Incorporated a new policy to contact and welcome new applicants. Remember new applicants? That was in that job description too. See, matches right up. Increasing satisfaction is 60%. Process 50 new client applications weekly. If you recall, that was in the job description. So you see how you have to have this language matching in your resume that is placed in the job description, okay? Because those applicant tracking systems takes that job description language and that's how they scan your resume. So if that language isn't there, that resume will not be seen by a human eye, and man, is that frustrating for you. All right, so they did say, if you recall, down here, proficient in Microsoft Office. They wrote that there for a reason. They want you to be proficient in Microsoft Office. So if you are, you put it in your skills section. All right. Maybe you're a master. Put that you're a master. You know, Indeed also has assessments that you can take. And it's like they have over like 50 of them. And then you can take them and then they'll score you based on your level of mastery. And then you can add them to your resume. So if it does turn out that you are a master at Microsoft Word, Excel, Outlook, and PowerPoint, have that attached to your resume. All right. So if they're asking about, you know, how many words per minute you can type, make sure that you have that down as well. Hey, if you're bilingual, awesome. And hey, I like this. You know, maybe you were an employee of the year one year. That would be great. All right. So make sure you put all of your skills there as well. So that, folks, is what you need to do. Yeah, and then it takes time. Oh yeah, it takes a lot of time because you're going to have to do this for every job description that you are applying for, every open position, but it's worth it. It is time well spent. I am going to stop sharing, come back with you. Hello. It is time well spent because that is how you get through. I mean, we're applying everything online right now, right? All right, that's huge. That's how you get through those systems. If you need help, remember, I'll show you that again. We are offering free one-on-one resume consultations, all right, over the phone, half-hour phone call for between you and a resume expert, and we'll help you out. We'll help you with this. You know, come with us like, I want to apply to this job. Help me. Yeah, that's what we do, man. That's what we love to do. We want to help you get a job, learn, grow, advance in your career. So test us out. It's free. Hey, it's worth some time, right? I mean, this is a tough thing to do, is redoing your resume all the time, but we can do it and help you as well. If you also want to, there we go, find out more information about our career development and certification programs, we do have a link there that you can do that, and that, or you can reach us out through, there we go, reach us out through our Facebook page or email or phone call or text. You can find all of that information on our Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development Facebook page. So I don't know, I think that is all for us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Carly, for answering any questions or comments that anyone had. And please reach out to us. We are here to help you find your next best job. So have a great day. Thank you for coming.